Okay. My name's Ed Google. I was in the class of 61. I'm here with my wife, Jerry. We live up in Mendocino County right now in Ukiah.
Hi, I'm Jerry Google. Was Jerry Sirio, and yes, we're in Mendocino County, and we love it there.
Hi, I'm Sandy Williams-Abrahamson, the class of 62. I graduated with Jerry and this fine, handsome young man next year. And I still live locally.
Hi, I'm Carlos Rivas, class of 62. I'm up in Santa Rosa.
Hi, Sharon Dialvi, class of 62, and I live in San Jose.
Dennis Parsons, class of 60, and I'm in Kenwood, California.
I'm Marilyn Hunt Novice, class of 60, and I live in the northeast of Brazil, as in South America.
When did you move to Brazil?
In 1966.
What are you doing down there?
I'm keeping my husband very happy, and I raise horses, and he raises sheep.
Do you do the samba?
No, I do the Macarena and the samba.
So out of all these other people here, who was the best dancer in high school?
Probably Denny Parsons.
You still dance, Dennis?
Every time I can.
He
You dance tonight?
wanted to grow.
All I can.
He wanted to grow. He thought he'd be tall if he danced. Didn't
What do you-
work, Denny.
What are you doing these days?
I'm a chief financial officer of a company, and that's what I do. Run
And he
companies.
never told me he had a sister.
Do you have any children?
2 children. One's a doctor, and the other's a chef. They both like knives.
Carlos, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been doing lately?
Oh, I sell real estate up in Santa Rosa. And what else? I just, I like to go on vacations and have fun.
And Sandra, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been doing lately?
Lately? Oh, lately, my husband and
Besides drinking 2 drinks at once?
I've been known. I have a reputation to keep up. Actually, my husband and I have our own company, and we've been busy trying to downsize that because we want to retire. That's about it.
Then what are you going to do?
Travel.
Drink 4 drinks at once?
Drink four drinks at once and travel. Absolutely.
Jerry?
Ask her how many grandchildren she has.
Yeah, we have 11 grandchildren. We just had our 11th 4 weeks ago. Our last son, and happily married for 38 years. Been in Mendocino County for 10 years. And Ed, my husband, graduated a year before me. And we're retiring in 1 more year.
And then what?
Travel. Same as Sandy.
We both met our husbands in high school.
High school sweethearts?
Yes.
High school sweethearts.
High school sweethearts.
40
yeah.
years, actually.
Yeah.
40 years
yeah.
of love.
Of love. Just bliss. Just bliss.
It's been great.
My name is Bob Strelli, the class of 62, and live in Sunnyvale.
And Bob, what have you been doing the past few years?
I just recently retired.
Congratulations. What'd you retire from?
Driving Teamsters.
So how do you like to spend your spare time these days?
Pardon me? We have a place up at Lake Berryessa, and I go water skiing and jet skiing and stuff like that, whenever I can,
Thinking back about the good old days at Westmoor, what is it that stands out in your memory the most?
I guess the friendship of everybody and made it nice. It was a nice community then, so that made it nice.
My name's Ed Heskett. I was in the class of 1960. I'm living in Garden Grove down by LA, down Disneyland area. Yep.
And my name is Bill Savage. I graduated in 1960. I live in Walnut Creek.
And Bill, what have you been doing lately?
I retired from the city of Daly City about 4 or 5 years ago. Right now, I'm not doing anything.
Well, you got any family, children, grandchildren?
I have a son that's in Hollywood. He wants to be an actor. And that's the only son I have.
Anything we would have seen him in?
Inherit to Win. That was just on HBO a couple months ago. And that's about it so far.
Ed, what have you been up to lately?
I'm a carpenter. I've been working down in LA area doing high rises, working with Clark Pacific Company. I'll answer the same questions he had. I have 3 sons. They're all out of high school now. One's getting married this July. One's going to be a teacher. The other one's working in construction. The other one's going to take off, go across the United States and see how that is, So go real well.
Now, were there any particular teachers at Westmoor that made an impression on you?
It's a girl named Bonnie Jensen.
What did she teach you?
Nothing.
She was a student. She was the one that we all looked at.
How about you, Ed? Was there anybody that really stands out in your memory?
Not really. Dick Cottrell I met afterwards. He was one of my teachers, and he was the principal down in Palm Springs. I used to teach down there. But that's the only one I can remember, really. Yeah.
Skip Smith, class of 65.
Where do you live now, Skip?
I'm living in a hospital at the moment. I had a stroke. I live in Daly City.
Well, how you feeling?
Better than I did a while ago. Pretty good, really, right now.
Can you just tell me a little bit about your experience at Westmoor, what it is you really enjoyed about your years going to high school there?
The best thing about going to school there was the friends and the people one met.
What did you do right after high school?
I went to college at San Mateo, then I went in the Navy for what turns out to be 30 years.
Any messages in particular you want to pass on to your classmates from high school?
Given a choice, don't have a stroke.
Michelle Dialvi, class of 65.
Ron Johnson, class of 64.
And Ron, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been doing the past 5 years or so?
Living out in Walnut Creek, raising a 14-year-old, coaching basketball, baseball with him, a little bit of soccer, and playing golf on the side.
And did you play those sports in high school?
Basketball and baseball, yeah, and golf.
How were the teams at Westmoor?
We ruled at that time, but I understand they're having more difficulty these years.
Michelle, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, just working. Been working with the same company for actually almost 33 years. Been in sales, and now I've backed off that and gotten into management, and been living in San Jose for about 20 years now.
Any family, children?
No children. Spoiled my niece and nephew, and now they're just having their babies. I'm spoiling them too.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, you got it.
So tell me, when you think back about your days at Westmoor, what is it that stands out in your memory the most?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's. I think it's coming back here and seeing people that you can still hug. You know, good friends that 35 years later you can still go up and hug.
Yeah, I think it was the friendships. I mean, they're people that you grew up with. They're second family to you. And I think that's very important. That's why I keep coming back to these as often as we have them.
Okay, my name is Patty Allen McGowan, and I graduated in '63.
I'm Charlotte Pack Bond, and I graduated in '64.
The name is Edward Perry, 1964.
Michael Valentine Smith, 1964.
Hi, Rick Corso, 1964.
Elaine Roca Smott, 1964.
Now, I'd like you each just to tell me a little bit about what you remember from Westmoor High School. If there were any particular activities you enjoyed or classes you enjoyed.
The senior bench.
How often would you go there?
Every day. When I was senior, every day.
I enjoyed the boys.
Any boys in particular?
Oh, lots of them.
I enjoyed the playing sports there. I enjoyed playing baseball. Had some pretty good talent at Westmoor in 1964. That a few of them went on to professional sports. It was fun.
I enjoyed sports, and we had a lot of fast cars. And
did you drive a fast car?
Sure, I had a '56 Chevy, and I raced this guy with a '57 Chevy and this guy with a '57 Ford, and we were just juvenile delinquent. No, we were okay. It was a lot of fun.
I remember going out with Elaine Rocos my senior year of high school. This lady is standing right next to me here. So, and it was a really great school, and we had a lot of fun.
That's true. I went out with Rick, and we did have a lot of fun. And I remember being a fun school and clean-cut kids.
And what did you go on to do after high school, and what are you doing these days?
I went to the College of San Mateo for 2 years, and I'm a professional realtor in the Mid-Peninsula area, and I am top 1% nationwide for RE/MAX Realty.
I'm sorry? After high school, I went in the Air Force, and I've been in the car business for the last 33 years.
We go now.
Yeah. Michael, what did you go on to do after high school, and what are you doing these days?
I'm an actor, and I was a barber for 30 years, and I'm just having a great time. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild, and someday maybe I'll make a movie.
Maybe someone will see this video.
There you go.
Edward, what have you been doing lately?
The same thing that I've been doing for the last 30 years, living in San Francisco and working in San Francisco, and haven't graduated or left far from the roost here. Yeah.
Actually, I work for a large corporation, and I've spent a lot of time traveling, and I spend as much free time as I can with my grandkids playing with them. So that's what I do.
Right at this point in time, I work for a large banking institution, financial institution. I have 2 married daughters, 2 grandchildren, and that I like to play with. And I like to travel cruises.
Hi, my name's John Scan. I went by Jack in high school, class of 61. I now live in Rohnert Park, California.
Now that's a surprise. Paul Bayless, class of 61, and I live in Petaluma. I'm his neighbor, and we didn't know it.
Hi, Gloria Hickman Hagen, class of 61, and I live in Pacifica.
Hi, Lynn Ward Cobell Ward X. I live in Burlingame.
And Caroline, what have you been doing for the past 5-10 years?
Oh, I've been out having fun, going to plays, dancing, falling, breaking bones, but I recovered, been having a good time.
What kind of dancing do you like to do?
I like swing. So, good time.
Oh, you wouldn't do this to me, would you?
What have you been doing lately, Gloria?
Not much. Volunteering and being a housewife.
What? Children?
I have 2 boys, 28 and 26.
Any grandkids yet?
No. Not that I know of.
That's what you're doing. You're waiting for grandkids.
Yeah. So, but other than that, nothing. Just living my life. Why did you ask that question?
Paul, can you tell us what you've been up to lately?
I've just been working. Believe it or not, at my old age, I have 8-year-old twins. And we moved up to Petaluma a while back, and they're going to school up there. And everything's about normal.
Lately, I've been a computer programmer for about 20 years now. Most recently, I guess I've been pretty much involved in my church recently, since I've come to know the Lord this last year, and I've been really involved in my church. And I've been working as a programmer in the Bay Area for about 20 years now.
Jeff Traeger, 61, live in San Francisco.
Judy Stansfield, class of 60, was Rumen, and I live in Sonoma.
Barbara Schneider, alias Kerr. I live in the class of 61. I live in Santa Rosa.
She's 61 and she lives in her class. Clark Bierman, class of 61. I live up in the mountains in Twainhart. And I just want to say I'm glad I didn't knock up every girl in the class.
Yeah, and these are our newlyweds.
I'm sure they are too.
These are our newlyweds. They've been married about a year now.
Lynette Michelle,
What class were you in?
class of 1962,
Where do you live now?
in the Oakland Hills, Montclair, with my husband Dave.
My name is Dave Dunbar, the class of 59. I live in the Oakland Hills of Montclair.
Is it true you're newlyweds?
We are newlyweds. 1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
Did you meet in high school?
We grew up together. We were neighbors in Westlake, yeah. And we went to high school together and the whole bit, yeah. So
Got together at the last reunion.
Did you have a secret crush on him back then?
Yes. From the time I was 11 years old till I was 15. Only I thought it was a secret and everybody else knew.
Hi, I'm Joyce Schreier, Joyce Navarro, and I live in San Mateo.
Which class were you?
1961.
Name is Dennis Smith, class of 61. I live in San Mateo.
Nancy Rudorfer Powell. I live in Los Angeles, 61.
Here we are, the class of 61, and don't we look great? A lot of life here. Robin Goldman, Bentel, and I live in Marin.
Beth Ann Kavanaugh Murray, and I live in Millbrae. And everyone looks great.
What class were you, Beth?
61. This is the old bag.
Patty Ryan, San Francisco, class of 60.
Carolyn Duffy, class of 61, San Mateo.
Now, Carolyn, did you know all these girls from high school?
I did, every one of them, yeah.
What sort of things did you like to do for fun back then when you weren't in school?
We were wholesome girls.
Well, we were, but we did a little, look at her, look at her. Well, we had a lot of good times, we did. We had a good...
Generations of sweetie pies, Sam.
Goddamn Morris's ass cow city. We're the girls from Daly City.
That's right.
Yay, weasel shit.
What's your name?
Lenore Grado Hansen.
You remember these girls from high school too?
Oh, yeah, I know everybody. Yeah.
Where was your favorite place to hang out outside of school?
Pips Drive-In. Yeah.
Hunt's Donuts.
Hunt's Donuts.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Hunt's
every
Donuts.
Sunday after church, I went to Hunt's Donuts. Had to have it.
And Dennis, what about you? What did you enjoy doing for fun back in high school?
He's done.
I can't talk about it.
Did it get you in trouble?
Yes. Yes, it did.
What did you do for fun back in high school?
Oh, everything. I just had a real good time. I was cheerleader in high school, so I enjoyed that. And just had a real good time getting involved in everything.
Oh, my name is Candy. I live in San Mateo, and I graduated in 1964.
Hi, Nancy Granucci Caritas. Graduated in 67, live in Petaluma, California.
My name is Carol Ford, graduated in 67 and live in beautiful Auburn.
Jackie Foster graduated in 65, have 3 lovely kids and a grandbaby.
Hi, Bob Harris. Live in Pacifica, California, in the class of 62.
Pam Harris, married to Bob Harris, 67, live in Pacifica.
Now, I'd like you each just briefly to tell me, what did you do after high school and how did you end up where you are now?
I work at the post office. I've been there 35 years, and I'm going to retire in 1 more year and move to Auburn.
I stayed home, raised 3 kids. Now I work at an insurance company in education and training.
Well, I'm in the crazy car business and live in Auburn and work for Mercedes.
I'm a homemaker, and I watch my grandson 5 days a week.
Well, we moved into Pacifica, and I work for Frito-Lay, and I've been there about 20 some odd years now, and just having a good time.
I worked for PG&E for 3 years, and I stayed home and had 4 kids for 18 years, and then now I work at Good Shepherd School in Pacifica.
I just went to the class and asked them how would you do this, and it was kind of overwhelming. I've contacted a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people that graduated with me without, traveling in other classes, and I just want to thank everyone for corresponding with me. One thing that I do know that we have in common is our high school memories. So enjoy the memories you're going to make tonight, and thanks for being here.
chewing unless you brought enough for everybody. No using the lavatory without a hall pass. And finally, never cross anybody under 30.
My name is Vicki Holmgren Pappas, and class of 64, and I live in Gilroy, California.
Hi, my name is Linda Thorson, graduated 1965, and I live in Millbrae. Thank you.
I'm Linda Hotchkiss, class of 65. I live in Morgan Hill, California.
I'm Barbara Pappas Plexico, graduate of 1960, and I live in Placerville, California.
Hi, I'm Wendy Blum, Nee Warfield.
Yeah, which class are you in and where do you live?
Oh, okay. My class is 1965 and I live in New York.
When did you move to New York?
Well, I actually didn't graduate with a class because I moved. So yeah, I moved in my junior year.
Have you been to any other reunions?
No, this is the first one.
Have you been bumping into people that you remember from high school?
Absolutely, it's been great.
Linda, what have you been doing lately?
I work as a nurse in Morgan Hill for family practice, and this young lady here comes to the same doctor that I work for. Been in nursing.
I work for an executive suite in Foster City, and I've been real good friends from our church back in Daly City. So, and I'm seeing everybody from all different years that I know. In fact, I have a table of 69 and 66, and so I'm having fun. Thank you.
Where you live now?
Name's Thomas Conchi. I live in Redwood City, class of 65.
And what have you been doing for the past 5 or 10 years, Tom?
Well, for the last 8 years I've been working. I retired a couple of years ago, and I'm enjoying life.
What do you like to do with your spare time?
Carpentry.
That's it.
Your name?
John Hutchison, 1965, live in Redwood City, right next to him, more or less. That's me.
Are you helping him build houses?
Oh, goof off and stuff like that. It's about that time to do that. So that's about it.
So either of you have any family, children, grandchildren?
Well, I have 4 kids. Oldest daughter just got married. One boy's in college. Youngest daughter's going to graduate from high school and go to Santa Clara. Oldest boy is being the oldest boy. No grandchildren yet.
Same thing. One married, lives in San Jose. One lives in Redwood City. He'll be a grandpa pretty soon. That's the one. I got one that lives in, don't tell me, Sacramento. Works for HP, just graduated from Cal Poly. My youngest one's a chef. That's it.
Hi, Trudy Jocelyn Salter, class of 65. I live in Lafayette, California.
And what have you been doing lately?
Raising 2 kids, and now I'm an empty nester.
How do you like to spend your spare time?
Do some volunteer work in the community and do some traveling and then help out at my husband's office.
Hi, my name's Larry Navarro, class of 1965. I live in San Carlos. Been married for 29 years, the same woman. And that's a miracle in itself right there. I have 2 adult children, 23 and 25. Both are unfortunately still living at home, and I'm supporting them. The good news is they keep telling me they're going to be moving out. For my hobbies, I like to play soccer in the over 50 league, and I do some community acting. So it's good to be here tonight. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sonia Sandoval Walden. What have I been doing? Live in the beautiful town of Aptos in Santa Cruz County. Have 2 children, and I won't say how old they are because you won't believe it. So ask me.
So how do you like to spend your spare time?
I love to spend my spare time reading, fishing, and just doing a lot of traveling. Big traveler.
What's the best book you've read lately?
The best book I've read lately was The Green Mile. That's great. Awesome.
Okay. I'm Mike Ingram. I was class of 65. I live in Redwood City, California.
My name's Jack Mingram, class of 69.
from Santa Rosa, California.
Avondale, Edgewood Park. Cheryl Battaglia, class of 68, Hillsborough, California.
Jim Pasha, class of 64, live in San Ramon, having a great time.
Susan Strait, live in Auburn, California, class of 68, having a great time.
Forrest Strait, class of 65, and I live in Portola Valley.
And Forrest, when you think back about your days at Westmoor High School, what is it that you remember the most? What did you like doing for fun back then?
Oh, I worked with my father doing, he owned Woody's Brake Service back then, and I used to help him at the repair shop, and from that I took an appreciation for cars amongst other things, and today I'm racing cars.
Where do you race?
All over the country, but Sears Point, Laguna Seca, and places far east.
Susan, what have you been doing? Or what do you remember from high school?
It was a great time, that's all.
Well, I'm an engineer. I work for Sun Microsystems. I also race cars as Pacific Coast B Production Corvette champ 1 year. Race sprint cars. Did a lot of crazy things. Not quite as crazy as what I did in high school, but pretty close.
Did you race in high school too?
Anytime we could find a place to race. El Camino, East 14th Street. My old 56 Chevy. Oh, we have a 65 GT350 that, well, I wrench on it because Forrest wants to race. I don't care anymore. He's doing good, except when the engine breaks.
Now, can you just tell us what you remember the most about your time at Westmoor High School? What you enjoyed about that time?
Don't tell her about the library.
What I remember is a lot of really good, solid people that like to have a whole lot of fun. We always managed to have a lot of fun, but we never got into trouble. That was the key. Thanks.
And look into this. Steve Soseri's my name. I live in Half Moon Bay, 104 Ocean View. My phone number is 727. Oh, okay. What else you want me to tell them? Thank you. Nice seeing 1965. Very nice. I enjoyed being here.
I'm Linda Siriani, Wilson, Guptill, class of 65, and I live in San Carlos.
Steve, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been doing for the past 5 or 10 years?
Hey, the 5 or 10 years? How about 30 years? I've been in. I enjoy golfing. I live Half Moon Bay. I love Half Moon Bay, and I've been in the produce business for the last 30 years, and that's where I've been.
Yeah.
Linda, what have you been doing for the past 5 or 10 years?
Working for the Oracle Corporation and existing, enjoying.
Do you have any family, children?
I have 3 children. They're grown, and I have 2 grandchildren.
And Danny, go for it.
The GED guy, right? Ted Baxter. No, Dan Payette. Ted Baxter died a long time. He was my favorite comedian. Dan Payette, class of 65.
Where do you live now, Dan?
I live in Santa Rosa, California.
What have you been doing lately?
Hanging out with my friend Jerry. No, actually, I'm in a real estate loan brokerage business, have been for the last 22 years, and I've been living in Santa Rosa for the last 10. So, great life up there. Thank you.
Any family, children?
Yes, I have a daughter. She's 23. She graduated from the University of Tennessee and is going to be coming back here next year after she gets her master's in elementary education. One daughter. But,
what's your name?
Jerry Donovan, class of 65.
What have you been doing lately, Jerry?
Well, I've retired from the San Francisco Police Department for 2 years. I've been on the City Council of Half Moon Bay for 6 years. I've been a mayor of Half Moon Bay. I recently got done with it with an affair with Sandy Toohey. And other than that, I've been taking it easy.
So what's the main reason a person should go visit Half Moon Bay?
The main reason is just the peace, the nice beaches we have, the friendly people, and it's just a great place to slow down.
What's your name?
Sandy Toohey.
Contreras. What class were you in?
Class of 65.
What have you been doing lately, Sandra?
Nothing. Okay, we had an affair. Other than that, been married to Dennis for almost 31 years. Class of 64.
Were you a high school sweetheart?
No, we were friends after.
Your guts.
What have you been doing lately, Dennis?
I build buildings downtown. I'm an architect, and I built the Transamerica, and other than that, not too much. But I'd like to say one thing for everybody that's going to get a copy of this. I'd like to do a tribute to the best, as Danny Payette says, the best point guard that ever lived in Daly City, Mike Hannigan. He was awesome. He just died recently, and the guy was the most incredible person I ever met in my life, okay? Thank you, and that's it. Over and out.
Where you live now?
Yeah, Tim Pappas, class of 68, Castro Valley, California.
Tim, did you like to drive fast when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Do you still like to drive fast?
Well, I'm a driver for a living, so I drive fast. Newspaper driver, so I drive very fast to get the newspapers out quick.
Do you have any family, any children?
I do, a wife, Kathy, and 2 children, Ryan and Autumn.
Now, thinking back about your time at Westmoor, what is it that you remember the most from that time?
Pips at Westlake.
Yes, all right.
Yeah, the drive-in.
Who are you?
Jim Ragland,
What class were you in?
1968,
Where do you live now?
Oroville, California.
And what have you been doing lately, Jim?
I work as a stockbroker for A.G. Edwards.
And any hot tips for this past week or two?
Be a long-term investor.
Do you hate the net?
The market every day will drive you nuts.
Well, what did you do before you were a stockbroker?
I worked in the cable TV industry, and before that I was in radio.
And what did you enjoy the most about Westmoor?
Probably my best memory was our band, the Blokes. We had a great time. We played a lot of dances, and we enjoyed ourselves. It was very much fun.
Do you still play music at all?
Pretty much. Like to play the guitar. Mostly it's campfire singing, though, now.
Brian Tinsley, class of 69. I live in Hayward, California.
And Brian, what have you been doing lately?
Well, lately I've been avoiding work and playing golf.
And do you have any family or children?
I have a wife and a cat. That's about it.
Well, what was your favorite thing about Westmoor High School, or just growing up in the 60s?
Well, I can't remember most of it, but I vaguely remember a band in high school, and I think I was in it.
Was that the same band as Jim?
Jim who? Oh, him, yeah. Yeah, that was his band.
My name's Don Ragland,
Which class were you in?
class of 69.
Where do you live now, Don?
I live in Pleasanton, California.
And what do you do these days?
I work for General Electric Company. I do in-home service, whatever they tell me to do.
Any family?
Yes, I have a wife and 3 children. And
Thinking back about your days at Westmoor, what is it that stands out in your memory?
not much. I liked being in the band there and just, you know, being at school. I didn't really like school that much. No.
Name, class, and where you live?
Gene Wilcox, live in Concord, California, right here.
Which class were you in?
What's that?
Which class were you in?
68.
What have you been doing lately, Gene?
Working and raising kids.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2, and they're older than I can imagine. They're 22 and 20. And I still feel like I'm 27, so how'd that happen?
And what did you enjoy the most about your high school days?
Cutting class. No, I forget. That was probably at fun in classes. Had a good time in school.
Where would you go when you cut?
To our friend's house.
Kevin Pringle, class of 68.
Where do you live now?
Montera, California.
And what do you do now, Kevin?
I'm into agricultural produce. I'm an entrepreneur. I do sale of pumpkins and Christmas trees, and I do a little bit of landscaping.
How'd you get involved in that?
Oh, somebody gave us some money one year and said, go make a living. You know, I got tired of working for certain people, so hey, it was kind of fun, and it was fun. Now it's a necessity.
And are there any particular memories you have from Westmoor that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, basically going to the beach, leaving school, going to the beach. First loves. The freedom we had in high school, basically. It was neat.
I'm Linda McGovern, and I live in Napa, and I'm actually from the class of 70.
I'm Joanne Minetto. I live in Danville, in class of 67.
Denise Minetto Galway. I live in Millbrae, class of 69.
Paul Galway, live with her. 31 years.
That's cute.
Linda Emerson, class of 1969.
And where do you live now, Lynn?
I live in San Francisco, where the bums are.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Lauren Prado Prey, and I live in Santa Clara. Class of 68, sorry.
Linda Berger Gaskin. I live in South San Francisco, and I'm the class of 69 and 70.
Ooh. Carol Calcagno, class of 69. I live in Petaluma.
Hi, Denise Donati, class of 1970, and I live in Napa, California.
Now, I would like you each just to tell me a little bit about yourself today, and also what you enjoyed about your time at Westmoor High School, if there are any particular memories that stand out from then.
Cass? What do I do these days? I work for Multimedia Live, an internet web development company. It's wonderful. Having a good time.
What do you do there?
I'm the production manager. I make sure everybody's working. That's what I do.
Well, I work for an insurance agency, and as far as Westmoor, I'm just glad I'm not there anymore. That's pretty much it.
Well said.
I work for the city of Daly City, and what I remember about high school, well, I had a wonderful time, actually, and it's nice to be here tonight and see everybody. Everybody looks wonderful. It's a nice evening.
What did you like the most about your high school?
Meeting him, actually. Yeah.
What class were you in, Paul?
Same class, 69. Meeting her our senior year. We have three wonderful kids. Two will get married, and the old Fillmore, going to the Fillmore, going to the Avalon in the 60s and stuff. It was great. Yeah, school was okay.
What I remember about Westmoor?
Yeah.
I can't remember. No. Oh, okay, tell me something to say. Well, I didn't cut class. I was a good girl. I just smoked in the bathroom. Okay, that's it.
Well, what do you do now, Lynn?
Oh, what do I do now? Well, it's very personal. I'm a good girl, though. I used to have, 63 animals, monkeys, and all that kind of stuff. And then I had to give everybody up because I went through a divorce, and now I'm living in San Francisco, like I said. So I don't know what I am when I don't know who I am, but I'm a person.
Lauren, what have you been doing lately?
I work at Santa Clara Kaiser Hospital. I'm a medical assistant, and the things I remember about Westmoor are just being with my friends, cutting class, and going to Linda Berger's house.
I have a bad reputation. But it was good for me, I guess. Today, I have grown children, so the first, I've been married 30 years. First 15 years were raising my children, and the last 15 have been just being a housewife, and I'm now a grandma, and I don't know. Westmoor was a party place, and the party was at my house. That's all I can tell you.
Hi. High school, I just remember wanting to get out. I'm glad that it was over with when we did get out. And I just remember being at Linda's house, partying. And I've been married almost 30 years. And I have two children and 2 grandchildren.
Hello.
What are you doing these days?
Well, I live in Napa, California, and I sell real estate for Coldwell Banker. And I have a commercial driver's license. I drive on the side, and I'm quite happy in Napa. Don't remember a whole heck of a lot of high school years, the 60s or the 70s, but I'm fine now. Yeah.
Very stupid. I have 3 children, 29, 28, and 22, and a grandma of 2, 5-year-old and a 2-month-old. So I did something. Okay, bye.
And where you live now?
Gary DuBois, class of 69. I live in Quincy, California.
Wayne de San Martino, class 69, San Mateo.
What was it? Oh, Marcia Stein. It was a few names. What do we need to know?
Your name, class, and where you live.
69 Redwood City.
Hi, Joe Ratto, class of 69, Seattle, Washington.
Phil Oliva, class of 69, Union City.
And Phil, what have you been doing for the past 5 or 10 years?
Oh, nothing. I've been a bum. No. I work as I'm a greeter at Walmart now. Auto mechanic at Rector Cadillac in Burlingame. That's about it.
You have any family?
Yes, I do. I have a wife and 2 sons and a grandkid.
And I'm the president of a residential real estate services corporation in Seattle. We own Moss Bay Appraisal Services, which is a residential real estate appraisal service, and we're also remodeling contractors.
Do you have any family?
Married for it'll be 27 years next month. We have 2 children, and there is one person who didn't show up here tonight. He was a teacher. He was an art teacher at Westmoor in 1969. He was killed as a result of an automobile accident in October of 1998, and that was Brooks Darrow.
Tell us just a little about yourself, what you've been doing.
Living in New York, working for a state education department, and now I'm in the Bay Area.
Haven't been doing much, just enjoying life. That's what it's
He
all
rides a
about,
Harley.
right?
Are you retired?
Well, pretty much, semi. But it's a nice feeling, so I kick back and just enjoy it.
What are you doing lately?
I'm a forest civiculturist on the Plumas National Forest, working for the U.S. Forest Service. I have 2 kids, been married for 24 years. Great. Well, thanks.
Hello. Kirk Rubinson.
Which class were you in, Kirk?
1969.
And where do you live now?
Manhattan, New York City, on the Upper West Side.
How long have you lived out in New York?
I went out there in 1975, and I more or less got stuck there. It's a good town.
Well, what do you do out there?
Graphic arts, that sort of thing.
And I see you brought a yearbook with you tonight?
Yeah, just so I could, this one.
Did you work on the yearbook?
No, I didn't work on the yearbook. I should have worked on the yearbook, but I didn't.
It would have been a good intro to your career.
Yeah, that's right. My boss saw the yearbook before I came out, and he thought it was a very well made. He was very impressed with it. The duotones and everything. It was great.
That's good to know.
Thanks a lot.
Well, what did you enjoy the most about your years at Westmoor High School?
I can't remember a lot of it. I don't know. I probably whatever I enjoyed in my years was probably basketball, going up at night after school and playing basketball in the gymnasium. That was fun. But it was a great school. I really liked it, from what I can remember. Unfortunately, I don't remember that much of it.
Jill Coughlin. 1969. I live in San Francisco.
Scott Ghilarducci, 67, South City.
Renee Ghilarducci, 1969. Tracy Bulldog. I live in Daly City. Becky Greenberg, 1969. I live in Foster City.
Ann Santos, 1969. I live in Oakland, New Jersey.
Teresa Malosi, 87th Street, Westmoor, 68. You have to say Mayo? Oh, Mayo, excuse me, 68.
Donna
Daly
Carroll,
City.
class of 69. I live in San Bruno, California. My tag won't stay on.
Donna, do you remember all these girls from high school?
Yes, I do.
What sort of things did you like to do for fun going out with them?
Cruising.
Going to the beach,
We would
cruising.
cruise, roller skating at the beach, slumber parties.
Yep.
Did you say roller skating at the beach?
Yes.
Playland.
Playland at the beach. What else did we do? Speak up.
Oh, same as she was doing. Same as she was doing. We're all doing it together.
We
went to a lot of dances. Fillmore Auditorium, Longshoremen, San Bruno Armory, Avalon Ballroom.
Which guy was the best dancer in your class?
Oh, hell. Which guy?
Couldn't tell you that. Can you?
I have no idea. Nope.
Couldn't tell you.
Does that mean there were a lot of good dancers or there were no good dancers?
Girls
no
were
good
dancing.
dancers at that time, no.
The girls all danced together then.
You know, guys that want girls on
Ernie
the other.
danced good, but he went to Jeff.
Yeah, her boyfriend danced good, but he went to Jeff.
They had
It's all right.
Marjorie, tell me what you like to do for fun when you were in Westmoor.
I didn't go to Westmoor.
You didn't go to Westmoor?
No.
Where'd you go?
Tracy High. But I know all these guys.
So what?
I went to Westmoor.
Okay. So what do you have the name tag?
This is the lady that I got the ticket from. She was a no-show. So, but don't I look better as a brunette?
This guy, I was gonna say, what quite a change.
Excuse me.
Becky, what did you like to do for fun when you were in high school?
Go out with guys in the city.
I know. I just did this.
Did you? I did. I like to run into the city. It was fun. Do you know who I saw over there? That's it? That's all you want to know? I have good things to talk about. I have a daughter that's a doctor. In 3 more months, she's graduating. She's a doctor. She's a pediatric oncologist. I'm very proud of her.
That's great.
Thank you.
Got a gray flannel shirt on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
Who are you talking about?
I was talking about, I was so in love with this guy, Mick LeGrand. I was so in love with him. And he's sitting right over there. Yeah.
Point him out to us.
Okay, he's the guy, okay, check it out. He's right over there. He's got totally gray hair now. His back is facing us. The guy's serving him. You know, not this table, not that table, the one behind it.
There's a woman standing in front of him right now.
No, there's a waiter, a white shirt.
Okay, yeah.
And he's over there, he's eating, he's got a gray shirt.
Yeah,
and
what's his name?
Mick LeGrand, and he was so cute. I was so in love with him. Yeah, he was in love with me too.
So are you going to go talk to him tonight?
Oh yeah, but he married somebody else. He married another class member, you know, and she's great. So, you know, life goes on. Well, but I still love him. I'm going to talk to him. Oh, definitely. Are you kidding? Yeah.
Which class you're in and where you live now?
Doug Becker, class of 66, and we live in beautiful downtown Grass Valley.
How about you?
Frank Markovich, class of 66, live in Belmont.
And what have you been doing lately, Frank?
I'm an engineering manager for an ultrasound company.
Do you have any family, children?
Oh yeah, 3 kids, 3 great kids. One's 20, living in San Diego. The other 2 live at home.
What have you been doing, Frank?
How long do we have this tape going?
Let's do it all in 30 seconds.
30 seconds. For the past couple years, we moved to Grass Valley. I have 3 grown kids, 2 grandchildren, and we're raising 2 Malamute Shepherd puppies. Now I remember what it's like having kids.
Now, thinking back about your Westmoor days, what is it that stands out in your memory from that time?
I remember that we had a one-man swim team. That was me. And then by the time I graduated, we had a 8-man swim team. Oh, and by the way, I was the school judge.
Judge of what?
Judge of the school, yeah. We had a penal system at Westmoor.
What was the worst penalty you ever handed down?
I'm 52 years old, and mine is definitely escaping.
He penalized me many times.
I did?
Of course, you know. I was one of the artists and musicians.
Always penalized.
What are you doing lately?
Already asked that.
Already asked you.
I still play music. I was a musician then, and I still am. Teach music a couple nights a week.
Where you live now?
I'm from class of 1967, and I live in Windsor, California.
What's your name?
Annie Licardo.
What was your maiden name?
Rusconi.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Scroggins. I live in Martinez, California.
We all hung
And
together.
I'm from the class of 1967, and Annie really lives in Napa State Hospital. And that's our best friend, Patty Beaumont.
My name is Pat Delaney. My maiden name was Beaumont. And these are my 2 best friends, Marilyn and Ann.
What class were you in?
1968,
Where do you live now, Pat?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
And what did the three of you like to do for fun back in high school?
We can't tell you because this is
It's all about sex, honey.
You can tell me.
No, we can't. No, it'd be X-rated.
Favorite pastime? Cotton skull.
Food.
Yeah.
Food?
Food.
You like to do food in high school?
The snack bar. Yeah.
Who was the cutest guy? The one you guys would all talk
Doug
about?
LaFosse. Doug
He liked his snack bar.
Yeah.
Is that why you liked all the food?
She's always been into meatballs.
Well, not anymore.
Well, Pat, tell me what you've been doing lately.
Having a great time. Running.
Do you have any family? Any children?
No children. Just running. Just a nice husband who doesn't know anyone here, which is great. But he's making new friends, and he might be having some good times with somebody's wife.
A newlywed.
A newlywed. That's it.
Well, she's a pain in the ass with competition.
What have you been doing lately, Marilyn?
I've been working for the criminal justice system for 12 years. So I incarcerate everybody, including my best friend, but that's okay.
You like to dish out a little justice of your own every once in a while?
Yeah, when I have a vaginal infection. She loves Elvis.
And what have you been doing lately?
Everything. Everything.
Skydiving?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was so afraid to get out of the plane, they had to hit me in my little crazy bone to get me out of there.
She's been afraid to come out of the closet, but she has.
Yeah.
Do you have any family, children?
Yes, I do. I have a daughter, 24. She's doing great. I have a horse. I just sold her. I loved her dearly.
And she's still a horse.
I'm Becky Robb Hicks. I was in the class of 67. I live in Portland, Oregon.
Kathy Allen Scott, I have to remember. Class of 67, I live in Burlingame, California.
And Kathy, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself, what you've been doing for the past 5 or 10 years?
Past 5 or 10 years. Working. That's it. I've just been working. My kids are gone.
How old are your kids?
27, 26, and 24. 3 daughters.
Any grandchildren yet?
No grandchildren. I have an attorney, a CPA, and a nanny.
Becky, what have you been doing lately?
I've been going to graduate school for probably about the last 10 years. And I'm
What are you studying?
now a psychologist. I actually finished in 97. And I have one daughter. She's 19 years old, and I just sent her off to college this year. And so that's a big adjustment.
Thinking back about your days at Westmoor, what is it that you remember the most, that you enjoyed the most about that time?
Well, I think I had some friends that were pretty special, and probably running around with Pat Magoo and Nancy Haston and some kids in some of the other classes, and it's the friendships.
Yeah, the friendships, the lunch. I went to school for lunch. There wasn't recess, there was lunch. That's it.
Gordon Kohlberg, class of 67, San Mateo.
Laura Caldwell Lampier. I'm in San Mateo, class of 1966.
Hi, I'm Lynn Smith Ferrario. I live in Millbrae, a class of 66.
Can I sit down now?
Charlene Santuccio, class of 66, and I live in Santa Rosa.
Phyllis Rubiales, class of 1966, and I live in San Leandro, California.
Stephanie Singer and I are still in high school, but I'm loving every minute.
Marion Kohlberg, live in San Mateo. That's about it.
Which class were you in?
66.
Oh, I'm still in 66. I am still in 66.
66.
And I graduated in 66 too. I'm Mary Beth Wagner. I live in Paradise, California. It's very cold and very hot there. And he lives in Pacifica.
Tom Olson from the class of 66. I live in Pacifica, and
That's it.
Well, tell me a little about yourself today, what you've been doing lately.
I'm an income tax preparer, and I've been working a lot just lately. That's my job.
Yes. I've been a nurse. I'm always a nurse till the day I die.
She's fine.
Mary, what have you been doing lately?
That is a good question. Not much. Shopping.
Any good buys?
Not really.
Yeah, look what
Not
she
really.
I think she's looking like.
I'm Linda Taylor Lang, and I live in Fallon, Nevada.
Your class of?
66.
Dana O'Gate.
Class of 66, and I live in Lafayette.
And you're having way too much fun.
I'm sorry.
You've already been in this, but these are all your friends, right?
This is my soulmate.
The longest friend.
I couldn't, you know what? She made my night.
What's her best quality?
Being my friend. Otherwise, she has shit.
Linda O'Connor Henderson, and I live in Santa Rosa. Linda Chrisman Homer, Santa Rosa.
Now, I want you girls to tell me,
All right, get with it, kids.
when you got out of high school, what did you want to do? And did you end up doing that or something completely different?
When I got out of high school, I wanted to have fun, and I'm having fun. I guess I wanted to have kids. I had kids, and now I'm having fun, because they're out.
What did you want to do when you got out of high school?
I wanted to grow up. I don't.
Did you?
To be as beautiful as she is right now, and she did a great job. I want to be Dana. I want to be Dana.
I wanted to be a wife and a mom, and I was a wife, and I'm a mom of 8 kids.
I wanted
and I've
to be
got
a prostitute.
13 grandkids so far, and I'm having a blast.
Robert Gibbons. 48.
How far did you travel to get here?
Burlingame.